Morning, mate.
Alright, mate.
Yeah, who are you then?
Phil Doughty, from RoamMech.
RoamMech. What's RoamMech?
We are a roaming mechanical service. So we basically roam the country. We live full time in our bus, which you can't really see, but it's parked next door here.
Handy, your tools, you live in accommodation, your hand washing and everything's all right next to you?
Everything you can think of. So I've got my workshop in the back, and then obviously a house on wheels.
Yeah. How long have you been doing it for?
Well, we've only just started. This has been my first
job.
Proper job. Big Dave.
Big Dave, yeah.
RV, yeah, 1979 Dodge. So we just carried out a full service and inspection on this. Found a few little issues, but nothing major considering. And yeah.
So how long you been a mechanic?
About 35 years.
35 years. So you've been around the block a bit.
Done a bit, pretty much a bit of everything really, from lawnmowers, motorbikes, cars, vans, trucks.
Yeah.
Okay. Big holes. Probably holds about 15 to 20 litres, and our drain tub's only 10 litres.
Yeah. So do it in bits.
Try and do it.
I'll have to go and find something to put it in.
I've got a 25 litre drum here just behind me, so
excellent.
I'll decant it into there and then. Hopefully it doesn't come out at a rate of knots. Steady.
Thick black gunk.
So how long is it before it was last serviced now?
He said, I don't believe him. Put it that way. So,
right, okay.
I suspect quite a while.
Yeah.
Now, especially looking at that.
Yeah.
That looks like 10-year-old engine oil.
It does, doesn't it?
Last time I saw stuff like that, I took it out of a boat.
Well, we'll give her a birthday.
Well, proved my theory was correct anyway.
She was due.
Yeah. Bit like my Land Rover, my gearbox seems to lose oil magically every year.
Does it?
I can't find anywhere, everyone's looked at it, nobody can find where it's gone, where it's leaking from, but slowly but surely it does.
It must be going into the bell housing.
Yeah, that's what I think, but not enough that's leaving any telltale.
Right, okay.
Quinn.
Sorry about the mess there, Nick.
Don't worry about no, mate. Don't worry about it. Quinn, fuck off. I'll have to bleep that bit out. So, how long have you been working on trucks?
Probably about 35 years. So I do know quite a bit about the old stuff.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, that's what I was looking for. I know loads of people who are motor technicians.
Yeah.
I know very few who are mechanics.
No. Well, I think the way the world's going today, with everything being electrical.
We just change a part. The computer tells you which part to change, and you change it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't diagnose. The computer does the diagnosis.
That's right. And without that computer, a lot of these modern lads, I'm sorry to say it, but they're lost without it.
Yeah. If you ask them to take a crank out and get it ground and put it back in, they'd look at you as if you were talking a foreign language.
Absolutely, yeah. But for years, mechanics have been underpaid, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm going to say that because I'm a mechanic, but I'm glad to say that, and it's about time, it's turned on its head and mechanics are starting to earn half decent money, because people realise that it's not an easy job.
No.
You are outside in all weathers,
and normally fixing something that's a pain in the backside in a rush.
Yeah. But we do get a bad rap, don't we? You know, people don't tend to trust mechanics. They think they're there to rip them off, and I think that's because when people have got very little knowledge about something, they're literally in your hands, aren't they? And they've got to trust you.
Yeah, and the thing is a lot of big garages are profit-making machines.
Yeah.
That's what they're there to do.
They've got a lot of overheads, which obviously I haven't got, so I can keep the price down. And I can also work with the customer.
Which is the key bit, especially if somebody wants to learn.
Yeah, if they want to see what's happening, I've got nothing to hide, and they're more than welcome to dive under and see what's going on.
The one thing I'm happy with is that plug isn't full of bits of metal.
It's not, but it's not magnetic.
Isn't it? Okay, but it's still not full of bits of metal.
It's not. No metal came out of there. But to be fair, she's only done low mileage.
It's for 20,000, so I put money on that. Alright, I'd put money on that's probably the original or since it left the council, put it that way.
Yeah, and it would have had a couple of oil changes with the council because, you know, they'd have done it yearly at the very least.
Yeah, exactly. Just because there was a book that said it needed it.
1979, guys. 20,000 miles. Wow. People are put off by old trucks. Don't be.
Nope. And although you can see a little bit of surface rust up there, I have to say I've spent 2 days with a needle gun.
Yeah.
And most of it's gone.
Yeah. No, she's pretty clean under here. Apart from the mess I've just made.
Yeah, well. The thing is you don't own a vehicle like this without the expectation of work.
No.
That's the thing, it's not like you're buying a £100,000 flat on wheels where you take it to somebody else and give them $4,000 a year to look after it.
No. You very much need to learn to look after something like this yourself, don't you?
And of course with the law being this is MOT exempt, so I have to prove that it's been maintained. So I've done I've got daily check sheets that looks very much like the military's. And then with your invoice, that becomes my record of I've inspected it, you've serviced it, we're good to go.
That's exactly right. And RoamMech are fully insured. We're out on the road. We do post weekly where we are. Obviously we move about, so depending on where we are, we're trying to capture custom in that area, so we're not travelling too much. But yeah, if you go onto our Facebook page, you can certainly see where we are. Next week we're going to Leicester. We're going to be there for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Quinn, come out of the way. Come out of the way, dog. Go away, you stupid dog. That's what happens if you lick engine oil. Mate, I've owned loads of dogs. She's a rescue dog. And
right, okay.
We're her third owner and she's only a year old. We've had her for 4 months now.
Right.
She's Asbo. She is a proper Asbo dog.
Yeah.
She's calmed down a lot since we had her, but oh my god. So what are you doing?
So this isn't so much of a trick, but this is...
Quinn!
And it's not always possible because some filters go in from the top and they're paper filters. But in this case, the filter goes up from underneath. It's a steel canister filter. We'd always fill it with oil before putting it on. Fill it to the top before you put it on. If you leave them empty and screw it on there, it's possible for it to cavitate.
Yeah, because you get an airlock.
Yeah, and it can actually blow the filter off.
Yeah.
So, plus it makes it easier because if I fill this filter, then put the sump bung back in, I can fill it right up to the top, and that's it. I don't have to start the engine, let it run, and then check the oil. I can literally fill it up to the top mark, and we know we're right because the filter's full of oil.
As it all soaks into it all.
Yeah.
The ladies are enjoying each other's company.
Okay. And that's always something to check for. Just make sure that the seal off the old filter hasn't stuck to the filter housing, because that's happened to me before, and then I've put a new
pisses
filter.
oil out everywhere.
Yeah. There we are.
So that's old oil out, new filter in.
And the new oil just about to go in. Looking at what's in that drum. That's a 25 litre drum.
So I'm going to go on 15 litres, 18 litres.
10. Yeah, so it's probably about the same as what's in my truck. Mine's 16 litres. So I think if we put 15 in,
And then
fire her up,
yeah,
run it, we'll check it.
if I'm honest, today is the first time I've taken that plate off the top of the engine.
Right, okay.
So your first vehicle, my first time into it. So we're properly properly popping cherries all round. Ooh, watch your head. I got that on video. I'll make that into a moment.
Look at that nice clean golden oil going in there.
Okay, could you do me a favour, please, baby? Stick kettle on.
Okay, yeah, it's already on.
Okay.
Let me know what you want. Come up and tell me what you want as a cup of tea in a minute. But I'll take the dog now, yeah?
Yeah.
Winnie, come.
I think from my journeys underneath, there seems to be grease nipples on everything.
Yeah. But again,
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It just means you've got to keep up with them.
You just got to keep it pumping it through. But
Yeah.
Does the alternator light go out?
Yeah. Rev it up a bit.
Coolant. Luckily for us on this model, we do have a drain in the bottom of the radiator here, but it's a plastic screw. I'm going to attempt to undo it. If it at all won't move, I'll be undoing the hose at the back.
Yeah.
Because
If that
if we
snaps,
break
you're
that
fucked.
off, we're fucked.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it feels. Oh no, it's all right. Feels all right. Yeah, it feels all right.
Here we go.
Come out now, guys. And I think that's as far as it comes out. That bung, it doesn't come all the way. See, it just sits in there.
And just
But
allows
as you can
it
see,
to
that's
drain.
just water.
Yeah. There ain't no antifreeze in that.
But it doesn't look too rusty. to be
No.
fair. So we'll let that drain now.
Give that half hour to empty itself.
And we'll have a cup of coffee.
I think that's a... So I could downplate it to 7.5. Yeah.
So this truck has air over hydraulic brake system on it.
Yeah.
This is our main air reservoir.
Yeah.
You do get a lot of build up in here of condensation and water, so they have to be drained quite
Frequently.
I've just drained it now. I probably should have waited to show
Yeah.
you. There is still some water in there, but just periodically let it go. As you can see, there's just
Bit of water
a
in
lot
there.
of water in there, which over time will corrode the tank from the inside out. But not just that, but as they fill it with water,
You get less air in there.
you get less air in there. So yeah, I don't know, every 2-3 times out, just crack that, let it drain.
Yeah, happy days.
Get the water out of there.
Oh, the sun's come out. How lucky are we?
Uh-huh.
Very lucky.
So lucky.
Now this will have a magnetic plug on it,
Yeah.
so we should be able to see if there's any bits of metal floating around. Hopefully not. Don't upset us, Dave.
Yeah, you've been good so far. Nothing.
Nothing, mate. Nothing.
And thick gloopy oil, I'm not too fussed. At least it's got some in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Quite a bit of it as well. Looks
Yeah.
of it.
Let me air bung out. It's not going down. There we go. I've kept the fill point closed, otherwise it'd be
Gushing out.
gushing out. And this oil, EP8, really carcinogenic, nasty stuff, he says, as he's got no gloves on.
Yeah. It's not as bad as the old military stuff.
Oh God, no.
What I was trying to work out, if I lost air on this thing and I had to tow it,
Yeah.
how the fuck do you release the brakes?
You have to back the brakes off
Manually.
manually.
Because I see some of them have got a spring on the air tank, haven't they? And you can do it that way.
Yeah.
You can take it to any festivals or anything.
So it's been declared.
It'd be so much fun.
So
Scotland in this.
thick EP90. Doesn't hold a lot, this. 5-6 litres. That's all.
Well, it's good to say if I'm going to go to Orkney, that's a, what did we work it out? 800-mile trip.
Yeah. So you want it to be right.
No,
But because of the age of the truck,
yeah, it's probably never been done.
the oil's been in there for
40 years.
40 years potentially.
Potentially.
And don't forget the
Degrades.
specifications change.
Exactly.
So the more modern oil, it's got Teflon in it, the EP90.
Yeah.
So it's actually better for it.
Yeah.
Even though that oil still appears like it's all right.
Yeah.
It's a nice golden colour.
It's not bad, is it?
There's rather a lot of it in there though.
It is. Might need another drum to decant this into.
Yeah.
Capture.
Getting it back in is going to be the.
Yeah. How?
Well, I'll do it with my little jug with that bendable spout.
Oh,
Obviously, 2 litres at a time. But you know,
It is what it is.
it is what it is. Starting to slow down a bit now, so I think, is it? Yeah.
You want one of them 12-volt pumps like I've got? I should go and dig it out because that literally just it's got an 8mm pipe in and out.
Yeah.
And 12-volt connected to
Look
a
at that,
battery.
there's a bit of.
Well, there is
I
a
don't know
bit.
if you can see that on the camera there.
Hold on, let me zoom in. Yeah, there is a bit of crap on that.
A little bit, but to be fair,
Brand new gearbox, 20,000 miles, probably never changed its engine oil.
that's just probably what's been shaving off when it's been
From
running.
new, yep, I would agree with that.
No.
And some pretty shit driving by me, missing gears.
Well, I'm guilty of that in my 7.5 ton or 2, so can't really say anything. But
Yeah.
yeah, you know, to be honest, it's more sludge. There isn't any large pieces of metal in there, so that magnet has done its job.
I'm just getting one of beautiful lady filling up first.
Yeah, I'm a lucky man, aren't I?
Well, beautiful women always make good videos.
For sure, I keep telling her that.
Get her in a bikini doing it and then you'll be sorted.
Oh no.
Right, so gearbox change time. We've actually drained the gearbox. Again, there's a magnetic plug on there. We checked that. There's a few shavings on there. Nothing major, nothing I wouldn't expect to see. We've cleaned all that off, drained the old oil out, bungs back in, just topping the gearbox back up now. A little bit awkward, but we've got plenty of space here. We're just having to go in 2 litres at a time, but she only holds 10 litres, so. Shaft doesn't look like it's been out at all now. But they must have just pulled the one out the one side.
No, we're from RoamMech, which basically does what it says on the tin. We're roaming mechanics. So yeah, we're trying to fill the gap for mobile mechanics, your traditional mobile mechanics, and your obviously stationary in a workshop. And niche, I guess, really is to be able to support others like ourselves. We're full-time van lifers. That's what we want, to be able to support that community. So yeah, it will be a lower cost. Sometimes there might be the opportunity to skill swap. Azil's got 30 plus years of experience, a wealth of knowledge, silly little tips, tricks, things he's picked up along the way. So definitely education is something that we want to be able to pass on and obviously learn from others as well. Yeah. But for us, it's more that little niche in so that we can support other full-time van lifers. We understand how difficult it is. It happened to us only a couple of weeks ago. Your vehicle breaks down, it's your home, you have children, the logistics of that, hotels, you know, you might not be able to get a mechanic seen for 2-3 weeks. Hopefully we...
So yeah, so I'm the owner of Dave, and spot on job, 100% recommendation. So if you've got a horse box or an RV or something that you want to get maintained, get these guys in, because they can park up right next to you, get the job done. Really nice people, and way cheaper than taking it to a garage.
There was a bit on ours when we did.
Would be a good mechanics, mate, if I don't understand.
When I did ours at my mum's, there was a few shavings on there.